Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to the final round of Let's Play Master of Darkness. Let's crawl out of the cell and begin exploring. This area loops in on itself, so you're gonna have to explore around and see what all the masks do. Know where all the enemies are, know what patterns the bats have. You basically want to keep going down on the right side of the rooms. Also, that mask in the lower right-hand corner contains a gun. I don't want to get that gun. Instead, I want to make my way over down another floor. As a matter of fact, I'll look around and see where I am. Turns out I have to be up there in order to get to that mask. Now I'm going to hit this mask because this is going to give me another set of stakes here. And I unintentionally destroyed two enemies at once. And that mask up there above the stairs will get me even more stakes, so I want to pick those up too. I want to keep making my way to the left here, because you want to destroy these blocks in the lower left corner. Upper left corner contains even more stakes, so I go ahead and pick those up. Destroy the blocks, hold right when you drop down so that way you don't fall infinitely. There's a potion there. And up top is the entrance to the boss room. We're pretty much already at the boss. Oh, and that was another troll dagger right there near the end. Don't take it. Don't pick it up. It's not worth it. Though you probably will barely need your weapon anyway. Anyway, Count Massen shows up again and tells you you are in Transylvania. You're not in England anymore. And he tells you the only way out is through death. Well, we'll show him. Unlike other boss battles, Count Massen has two forms. This is the first one. You want to avoid that blue fireball that he shoots out, which bounces off the sides of the screen. And you want to keep hitting him with the stakes or your axe if you can. I recommend using the stakes and having a lot of them before you go into this final boss room. You're going to have to use these platforms to get a little more height and also be able to reach Count Massen. All the while, you also want to avoid those stakes that are coming out of the floor too. Thankfully, they're easy to see coming. They only show up in like a few spots on the screen. And thankfully, we were able to take Count Massen down. Now, when you beat Count Massen's first form, you want to head all the way to the left side of the room. You want to be all the way to the left, because of what's about to happen when the second form starts. Because these bats here are going to rise from the bottom of the screen. We have a ton of stakes, and they're going to be perfect to use against Dracula here. Just keep jumping straight up, and keep throwing a stake at the height of your jump. As long as you're around the same height as Dracula's legs here, you'll be able to defeat Dracula in no time at all, making this second form dead easy. You'll be hit by the real Dracula as opposed to the three fake ones every once in a while. And if you don't kill him in time, he creates a circle of bats around him and he sends them after you. But if you have the stake and quite a few of them, you'll be able to take him out before that attack even happens. And with that, we have beaten Master of Darkness for the Sega Master System. With the rising sun, the darkness began to change to light. Social reached the top of a small ridge and stopped. He looked at the outside of the castle Dracula at last. This was Transylvania, just as Count Massen had described it. The scenery was very unlike that of his native land. The rays of the sun were blocked out by a dark cloud. Surely affected the magic spell. As the dust cleared, the once solid castle could be seen in ruins. Social descended the mountain and found a road leading to town. Jonathan Harker gave him directions. One of the protagonists of Dracula, the book, gave him directions. The game was made in 92 and takes place 100 years ago, which means this took place in 1892. Dracula took place in 1897. I don't know anything about the book, but wouldn't Harker not have been in Transylvania until 1897? I don't even know, but yeah, that's a very weird cop-out for explaining how Dr. Social got back home. Anyway, we have electric lights to keep us safe, but Dracula can strike again, yada yada yada. We've beaten Master of Darkness. It's a pretty okay game. The controls aren't that bad. Level design is a little iffy, but it's otherwise good. I like the weapons, I like the sub-weapons. I especially like the axe because of how you can break the game with it, kinda. The stake doesn't show up until level 4, round 4, rather, but once you get it, it basically makes the game a lot easier in that regard, too. I just wish it were easier to get extra lives in the game, because they're pretty hard to get to. And they're pretty easy to miss, too, sometimes. I know you can have as many as like 10 or 11 by the time you reach round 5, but other than that, this is an okay Castlevania clone. Also, I like how the only name and special thanks is all the people there. That's kind of hilarious. And when you reach the end screen, it eventually goes to black. It goes back to the opening cutscene that you see when you start the game, and you can play the game all over again. So, quick recap of how I feel about the game. Graphics are pretty good. They're pretty good for Master System. I like the sound, I like the music. Controls are pretty good. They're about as responsive as you would expect them to be, considering they're a Castlevania clone. I do like the fact that you can duck walk. Challenge is kind of okay. I wish it were easier to get extra lives. I wish it were easier to not get hit sometimes. But even then, it's an okay game. When I play this again, I could kind of see myself playing it in the future every so often, on and off. It's a pretty good Castlevania clone. I'm glad to see that somebody made it. That somebody being Sims, who also created the Ninja Gaiden's game for Sega Master System. And yeah, that's basically all that I have to say on this. Go ahead and import this if you need to. There's also a Game Gear version in which the everything's a little bigger. Everything isn't the same one-to-one size as the rooms in the Master System, but it's definitely a very good port. Definitely a good portable port. Stuff's a little bigger, but it's still playable, from what I could tell. So yeah, that is it for Let's Play Castle Master of Darkness. Hopefully I will be back with another Let's Play. I don't know what it's going to be, but hopefully it'll be good. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, thanks for watching, and see you guys later!